Bode George, you have been invited to the APC by Senator Alain Ndume. He's the leader of the APC. Are you considering that, Chief Bode George?
No, not at this age of life. I have run my race. I have made my impact. I joined politics for one particular reason. You know, the founding fathers of our party got together. We looked at the problem we were having as a nation and came up with a concept that adopted both the majority people, tribes, the minority tribes, to have a sense of belonging for unity of this great country. And that was what made me to join the PDP. It's a hell of a lot of difference between our party concept and the APC. We, the founding fathers, conceptualized, haven't realized the problems we face in the pre-First Republic, and the First Republic and the other republics, and came up with the idea that, look, the major problem we had was the majority tribe had their way, the minority tribes were just mere onlookers, and that perpetuated the lack of growth of our country. So for many years, those who are practitioners came together, led by Papa Alex Ekweme, and said, look, let's divide Nigeria into 6 geopolitical zones, 3 up, 3 down. And then they came up also with the 6 top positions in the land. Every zone will go home with one of the positions, and those positions will be rotated amongst the zones and will also be made. If the president serves 8 years from the north, after 8 years, another president will come up from the south. And so you cannot be a member of an organization and perpetually your tribe, which you didn't decide before you were born. You just came as a human being. And what you will not accept from anybody else, don't do it to another person. So that sense of oneness, that sense of belonging came about with that concept of zoning and rotation. So take your time. There's no need for any quarrel. Let's contribute. Let us manage ourselves. Let's continue to have this oneness, this togetherness.
So Chief Bode George, Chief Bode George, invariably, the open ticket and invitation Alain Ndume has given to you tonight, you are rejecting it. Is that what you're saying? You'll never be in the APC, that's what you're saying.
When I live here, now I'm on the 8th floor of life. When I leave there, I am heading home. You know, join my grandchildren and now be playing a draft and enjoying myself until they call my flight. So I cannot be in a political party that doesn't have the same concepts or procedure like the PDP.
But do you still hold any grudge against, I mean, your political, it's been your, how would I describe it now? Not only an opposition, you've spoken strongly against him. You never wanted him to be president. You opposed him strongly in Lagos. Yeah. Is it because of him? Yeah. If he was not in the APC, a lot of your friends had gone to the APC. If he was not your friend, maybe you would have. If he was not in the APC, would you have considered going to the APC? I'm talking about Bola Tinubu, the president.
No. Look, I have a lot of friends too who are members of the opposition, you know, and the APC. Some of our old top people have moved in down there. But I am telling you, you know, as a retired soldier and having been in an organization, the military, that taught you to be your brother's keeper. Because when you go to war, the next man to you may be a Fulani man, another man on your right, an Igbo man, a South man, and you know, tribes don't matter. We were trained and mentored to keep ourselves like brothers, because you can't win a war if you are divided divided by tribe or by religion. These two issues, these two devils, have no play in the maintenance and sustenance of our nation. It hasn't got anything to do, because the day you were born, you didn't tell the Almighty God that, look, I want to be a Christian, or I want to be a Muslim, I want to be an Igbo man, or a Yoruba man, or a Hausa man, Fulani man. It has nothing to do with it. You just came, and you have your process of development, and in the tracks of it. I always tell people, the British left two evils when they were going: tribalism and religious bigotry. They didn't have, those two issues have nothing to do with our developmental procedure. For example, my immediate older sister, married a Muslim. She was an Elijah. Herself and her husband, I sent them to Mecca. She remained my sister until she passed away. So the religion has nothing to do with all these things we are saying. And if you look at the Holy Bible and some of the parts of the Quran, they are the same. They are the same in terms of human development. You respect for other human beings. Things you don't want, don't do it to others. So it has nothing to do. Even your tribe.
Judge, apologies, sir. Permit me for just a moment. I need to go on the break. But when we come back, I would like you to give us an insight. What is happening in your party? If the malaria or the disease doesn't look to want to go away, then I also would like to know, the speaker in your state, Lagos, has been removed, and there is another speaker, joyfully, a woman. I'm glad about that. I'd like to get your view on that, but that's after we return from this break. But before we go, I'd like to get our viewers to know our quiz for today. And the question is, in the 2011 elections, what technological method was introduced to reduce electoral fraud? Is it A, real-time results transmission, or B, biometric voter card readers, C, election monitoring apps, and D, online voter registration? What is your answer to this quiz today? Getting to know what your views are when we return from this break, everyone. Chief Olapode George is a member of the People's Democratic Party's Board of Trustees, and he's been speaking with us. He's on the program tonight virtually. Well, there was a resumption of Senator Sam Anyanwu, who says that the matter is at the Supreme Court. The party is saying something else, and Senator Anyanwu is saying something else. And there is the man the court says should be installed as the National Secretary, Chief Bode George. What is happening to your party? Another stalemate in this regard. The issue of the national chairmanship has not been resolved. Now is the National Secretary. A conundrum of some sort. Where is your party headed? When will this disease be healed?
As a scientist, when you have a little disease and you don't arrest it or cure it pretty early, it spreads and it can be cancerous. That little problem we had during the last national convention that started, some of us at the national, the NEC meeting, executive council meeting, we warned, please be careful. We warn IU. We warn IU. What you are trying to do will disintegrate this party, would disrupt the normalcy, the decency, the togetherness of this party, where all those founding fathers gave so much. Ekweme was the Papa Ekweme was the man who conceptualized it, who invited the people to establish the party. He contested 2 times for presidential election. He didn't win. He didn't bring down the roof. He did not. He followed the procedure as laid down by these people. We were the next sets of people that they handed over this procedure for. We kept it going. I remember one night when we had a meeting about 2 o'clock in the morning. That was when Baba Obasanjo was leaving, And then the question came, who should be the presidential candidate? You know, we were four of us at that meeting. Baba was saying, somebody there had, I won't mention his name, was so adamant, was saying, oh, he should come from the south and this and that. I remember the statement he made that, listen, I am running my 8th year and going away. The next president must come from the north. He can't come from the south. Tell your man that he should come as a deputy to the presidential candidate. And that's how the whole thing stopped. But if you start to manipulate, this is what we now get. You know, like I said, like a little stop, it started. Now is now spreading to be a cancer. But I want to plead with all those elders, the elders in the party. It is time now for them to wake up and save the party. Now, the issue of Iron, they've been having, disturbances and quarrels and all sorts of things. There's no need for any manipulation. If the court has told Iron truly, we still have a national legal advisor, he can check with the Supreme Court what is exactly the situation, because I have called to find out what is going on, and I'm told that the Supreme Court has given a stay of action on the judgment by the Court of Appeal. But if people perpetuate themselves and think that they can, be the Mr. Know-it-all, the owner of the party, no individual owns his party, for God's sake. The man who co-founded, who invited people to come and listen to his theory, tried 2 times to be president. He didn't win. So I am not a legal officer, but we have a national legal advisor. Is it true that the Supreme Court has given a stay of action on the ruling by the Court of Appeal? If that is yes, everybody should stay
But Chief
out.
Judge, let me bring this. Let me bring this conversation in this manner.
Right.
Where there seems to be no political solution, and legal solution also has invaded the matter. And the Yorubas will say, I'll say it in Yoruba, that I'll try to interpret it in English. The Yorubas will say, Agbakiwa loja kori omo tuntun wo. It means that rarely would you find elders in the marketplace and you find the head of the infant being twisted. That means that the elders always come at the instance of trouble or distress to salvage the situation. So one will imagine, Adriano Agbas, the elders in the PDP, such that the head of the infant is twisting and turning, and the party is... the Igbijibis are all over the party, and the problem is the party seems to have gotten a bloody nose and it's not gotten itself. What exactly is going? Where are the elders? You are a member of the board of trustees. What are you and your friends in the BOT doing? The party is losing its shape and character.
Its team.
George.
It is losing its team. I have spoken most often about the need for the board of trustees to come out. But when you now have the board of trustees self-divided on this same issue that led us to the madness we had for the last presidential election, this is where they've lost the steam. Some of them have lost their luster. They have lost the values for which this party was established. So everybody is sitting and looking. Some of us are still talking. Let us do what is right. Let's do what is just. So these interlopers that jumped in from nowhere, trying to manipulate this, manipulate that. I just spoke with some of our leaders again. That listen, we're heading to another primaries. We're heading into another, some zonal committees, zonal executive committees are being established. They've started to manipulate the system. What is going on with our people? For God's sake, all the old men that sacrifice their lives will not rest in peace.
Let me ask you, Chief Judge.
That knows it all.
Let me ask you, if the situation as is looking so much like a bleak situation, and there seems to be a difficult way to resolve it. Sometimes there are those who have analyzed the PDP problem as that if this person is not in the rank of the PDP, we will not have a problem. If this person just does this, maybe there won't be problem. You are an elder. You say you are in the 8th floor. It means that there's perhaps no person that you cannot speak to or speak truth in that sense. I mean, who are you afraid of, Chief Judge, at this age? If you want to speak the truth, the nation is watching. A lot of millions of people are watching. Who do you think is the problem of your party today?
I cannot bring that up here. We had been discussing in-house. We had been trying to refine the party from within. You know, when you have a family problem, you don't go to the marketplace and start to disrobe yourself. No, that's not the way it's done. It's like Ndume, you know, a distinguished senator who said, there are areas where they will have these problems or that problem. It is human. It is natural to have these differences. You can disagree without being disagreeable. It doesn't mean you have to bring the roof down. It doesn't mean you have to. Let us debate. Let's discuss. Let us look at the fundamentals of the thing. Is there any party? Look at the United States. You saw what happened before the former speaker, how he was removed, and then the speaker that came, how, Trump, they didn't believe that Trump would win. He now won. You listen to the prosecutor, what he said, that it was the vote of the people that saved Trump from going to prison. You will have problems. Even in England, you can see the hula baloo that are going on in Germany. They're having an election, general election in February. Now, the lady who is leading the opposition party today, her own father was appointed a judge by Hitler. She's now back on the saddle, telling people that the second in command of the second party in contention is saying he's going to expel all those immigrants. And if you look at it, it's not only in Nigeria, but we can handle our own. Our own is so not the philosophical part. It's purely the differences and the aggrandizement that I am this. I can do this. I have the money. Individual owns the party.
Chief Judge, have you spoken to Atiku Abubakar in this matter? Is it the problem? Is it Nyesom Wike that is a problem? Who of them is a problem? Because
look,
analysis.
If I tell to you publicly that A is the problem and B is the problem, I will be undermining the principles of the party. They are all problematic people, and we are trying to talk to A and talk to B to reduce your personal ambition, reduce your personal wishes. Let's talk as Nigerians. There was something that they manipulated during the last convention, and I told you, it started like a little full stop. Now has grown into a cancer.
Chief Judge,
unfortunately,
because of time, I need to take you to Lagos. I know you'll be as passionate about Lagos as you are with the PDP. You saw the event of yesterday. You saw there are those who are linking what has happened to President Bola Tinubu and his political structure, and there are those who are tacitly said, "Oh, look, Chief Judge, why don't your party look at how Bola Tinubu resolve his problem in the APC in Lagos, and you people can copy and use it in the PDP?" What did you say? What would you say about what happened in Lagos yesterday? The removal of the speaker.
Immediately I heard and read about what the speaker did, the way he treated the executive governor of Lagos State at the presentation of the annual budget. It was despicable. It was dishonorable. Yes, there are three equal branches of government. but that doesn't mean it's the same party. You know, the same party. There are still structures, there are leaders. And the way he treated the governor, I said, this young man is going to run into a problem. Disrespecting him, they stood there for hours without even allowing him to present his budget. That's an infringement. That's a direct insult to the executive governor. No, nobody will accept that. You remember, it happened in our party when Naba was the speaker, and some people in our party were manipulating Naba to impeach Papa Obasanjo. There were good people. You know, the former governor of Rivers, Odili, played a massive role in fighting back to ensure that failed. And in England, I remember when the Conservatives were there, the speaker was a member of the Conservative Party. He was hammering most of the prime ministers, and because he knew he wasn't going to stand for election. Otherwise, they were ready to throw him off from the seat. The same thing in America. You remember they just did an election to elect a new speaker, the speaker, to renew the mandate for him. It was a hell of a lot of fight. But I had met this speaker once on the aircraft, this young man who had been impeached now. I didn't know he knew me. He came to me. We were on the flight on the British Airways. And he greeted me, and, you know, in the traditional way, I said, "Oh, my son, get up. What's your name?" He said, "He's the speaker." I said, "I'm a right honorable speaker. I've never met you. You are so courteous." But then you would expect the same culture exhibited by him will be transmitted. I'm sure the governor is older than him. And
Chief Judge,
whoever, you can see all those. I wish that young lady well.
I wish her well. Thank you so much, Chief Bode George.
This is real politics.
He's a chieftain of the PDP and a member of the Board of Trustees.
And
thank you so much. Always a pleasure talking to you. Sir.
Let me just say this before I take my leave. It is good for our party to have the experiences we are having, and you will see that the Iroko party, solid party with deep-rooted taproots, will fling back.
All right. Thank you, Chief Judge. We're totally out of time.
People think it is
thank you, sir.
A joke. We will come back.
Let me flash the answer to the quiz to you. The answer is biometric voter card readers. But that's how we end the program tonight. Many thanks, everyone, for watching. I'm sure I'll see you next time. God bless you.